What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of Project ADK. Kyle here with Mike.
How's it going?
It's opening day of rifle season up in the Adirondacks. We're heading over. We're on the ferry right now, actually. It's about 6:10. We're heading over, and we're gonna hunt the same area we did last year. Cold, crisp morning this morning. It's about 35 degrees, and it'll be windy up there, up top.
Slight wind, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna be heading up after that buck you guys saw in the intro video. Nice mature whitetail. He's got a big scrape I'm gonna be sitting on for the good majority of the morning today. Kyle's gonna go up in a big saddle up above that scrape and sit on a runway up there and try to catch him checking it this morning. Nice and crisp. Hopefully he's active and chasing the doe around up there.
All of our cameras are blowing up in Vermont, so things are heating up here, and hopefully the same thing's going on over in New York State. I'm sure it is. End of October, the bucks get fired up, and they'll be checking scrapes and, you know, trying to establish territory and dominance right now. So
Yep.
we're hoping that things are the same as they were last year this time. Up in that saddle Mike was talking about, there was all kinds of fresh scrapes in the end of October.
Yeah, we're thinking 2-3 different buck, couple mature buck, and then a nice younger buck. He might be a little bit bigger this year. He was a medium, like 140, 150 deer last year. So hopefully we can maybe catch him in there too.
Yep, and then the big buck you guys saw in the intro, and then we have one that's real big, heavy deer that was in there last year too. So we're gonna be back after those bucks and whatever else is around, and hopefully we can get some good footage for you guys, show you some sign, and we'll get on to something good. So stay tuned for an exciting series, we hope. It's tough going in the Adirondacks, as anybody that hunts there knows, but we're not giving up, and we're going to give it hell. So stay tuned, and we'll see you up there. What's up, guys? We're in the woods, heading on up. So you want to hunt the Adirondacks, huh? This is what most of it looks like.
It's thick.
We got about 200, 300 yards of this. And once we get out through this thick stuff, it opens up, and we follow the brook up along. It will get up to about 2,800 feet, and that's where the good sign starts. So we'll get up there in buck territory and check it out, see how the sign is. All right, see you up there. There's a good flat right up in here. There's dark woods along the top. Steep ravine down to the brook. And we're angling up. We cross the brook and we're heading up to that saddle right there. It's a long ways up. Not sure if you can see it, that saddle. But let's go. That's real low to the ground, but first I'll get another here in the Adirondacks. One here. One over there behind Mike. And then a little one right here. Little buck. Looks like this little scrape right here. He's working. Oh yeah. Got 4 little hookins here. This is low flat. long, we take it right out. That's what we're gonna take to head down and across and get up on the saddle. But little guy down low. Small track.
We're heading into that buck scrape now. Just got up, what are we at, 2,700 feet, probably 2,800 feet.
Yeah, just below 2,800.
And just found fresh poop from, looks like yesterday, last night. Still nice and soft, good sized deer, 3-finger track. This is him. There's a runway that we're on, it goes right up into that big primary scrape we're gonna check right now.
Yep.
Wind's coming from the opposite direction in our face. See what we can find. Hopefully he's working it. Alright guys, just got up to a scrape. He hasn't opened it up yet this year, but he's got a big track walking right by it. He's definitely checking it and he's in the area. So we're gonna open it up. Put a little bit of buck urine in there. And we're gonna hang a camera on this scrape. Try to get him coming through, see what time he's moving. I think it's a real early morning spot. Or it could be a midday, we're not exactly sure. It's nice up here, just off a big brook, right inside some thick balsam. The scrape's kind of butted up against a real ledgy, steep shelf up behind us. It's got a runway that wraps up around, comes right to the scrape, right back down across the brook.
Let's check out that track. Looks like it came right off the top.
Yep.
You guys probably can't see it, but that's nasty ledge up above us. Here's this great branch, broken licking branches from last year. All right, let's get a camera on this and stop. We came up here just above that primary scrape, and he was just standing in here. His tracks in this tree that's broke off right there. It's dead tree, but he just did this. Stuck his head in here and hooked it all up. He's got points hitting all over the place. He's thrashing it. I don't know if you can see that with the sun, but there's a deer hair sticking out of that right there. That scrape that we're gonna open up, that's gonna piss him off. So he'll probably come back in here more and more. Checking it, we'll have a camera on video there. So hopefully by next time we hunt it, We have some good video footage of him. Yep, we just found a big hookin right over here. Here, come with us. Early season? Yeah, velvet. Velvet hookin. Oh, but that long barrel. Yeah, down here. There.
We got some shreds. Yeah.
Yeah. You got.
There's a point. Yeah, he's not very tall.
Yeah, he's got points hitting up here though. Too.
Yeah, but
right there. That's pretty good.
oh, he's a big buck. His rack's not super tall.
That's a carbine. That's a good one. He had points hitting all over the place in that broken one back there. Alright, hey, good luck, dude.
Yeah.
If one comes through, it's gonna be a buck. Not much else for deer up here. Alright. Deer track coming off. That's a good one. Oh yeah. Good deer. There's a high runway. Can't tell, it's real steep. And there's a ledge up here. They angle right off that and they either come straight down the brook or they cut across here into this real dark, thick stuff. But I'm heading up. I'm gonna follow the brook along on the edge of the dark stuff to stay hidden. And I'm heading right towards the saddle. There's a saddle on the mountain that they come up and over. Real big buck tracks up there last year. Saw at least probably, I think, 4 different sets of buck tracks. And there's a flat up there with fresh scrapes, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a camera on the runway and sit there the rest of the day, because we're burning up daylight. It's already 11 a.m. Takes forever to get up in here. But we're after him. And we're giving her hell. Look how beautiful this is. Check that out. This is why we hunt here. You'll never see another hunter. Might not see any deer either, but we're up here doing what we love in beautiful country. Look at the mountains in the distance. It's just beautiful. So right up here, I'm almost cresting. There's the flat of the saddle. Dark woods on this side. This chunk of dark woods is massive. Runs all the way down the mountain to a big hardwood bowl over here. And then this little slip through on the saddle. They travel it straight up and over, and they travel side to side in here, up on the flat. Hopefully there's some sign up on that flat, and I just see some tracks and some good fresh poop right here. Real fresh. Maybe it's only a day or so old, not even. It's It's not that hard. I might have thawed out. Had a hard frost last night, so. But that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah, he's cutting right across. Avoiding this real steep bank here. But just down off the top, smart. Probably a buck. Alright, see you at the top. Mike. I see deer. They're coming down, I think. He just ran across the brook. Chasing, or he's after my grunt, so heads up. He's below me, between us. He might be coming right up to me. Alright, over and out. Just down there. Why couldn't that happen 5 minutes earlier? Son of a gun. I'm gonna stay put and wait just a minute. Came running from off that direction. It sounded like more than one deer. It might have been a buck chasing a doe. On a good hot trot, running right over. There was no wind and I could hear him coming. But all I saw was a flash right down in there. Dark brown. And that was it. I think he heard the grunt though. I'm hoping he tries to sneak up around through these dark woods to my left. Wind's in my face, so that part is good, but man, that sucks. If I was right down where I stopped and showed you guys, it probably would have been able to see those deer. I would have had a glimpse at them. Son of a gun. Just like expected. Hard to tell, but this is the saddle. The runway comes right down out of there. Right straight down over where I came from. Last year, there's a good buck that was working this saddle, the crack right there. And he had scrapes all along, down through. And sure enough, I just came up here. Cut a nice heavy track in the leaves. Decent stagger to him, and he led me right to this scrape. And this scrape was here last year. Licking branch. Big scrape. We'll get into it. Real big track right there. Looks like a couple different bucks in it actually. But I'm gonna have to put a camera on this one. This runway angles out around here too. And then some of the bucks fall. You can see tracks, one of them fell right off into that dark stuff. this scrape right here. Not exactly sure where. That tree might be a little close, but I'd like to get the runway in view too, so without touching it, I'm gonna show you that track. Hard to tell, but that's a good one. Good buck. Yes, sir. That's what we like to see. I'm gonna kind of scout around, do a loop in this area. This is where I was gonna sit for a lot of this season, depending upon the wind, but I was gonna tuck up in some of that dark cover on this bank because they avoid that steep bank and they use the saddle here, and I can shoot down across this whole thing right to that dark piece. But I'm gonna go poke around just a little bit, see what I can't find. Alright, stay tuned. Oh, exactly like I thought. I followed this runway up just a little bit. There's fresh poop. Here's another random little scrape. No licking branch, but unless he's using this tree here. Nice size track in that. And I can see a hooking right there. Let's go check it out. This might be the deer I had run off that bank this morning to me. Unfortunately, I was just a little too high, but he seems to be using this runway up here. This is exactly where I wanted to be, just like I planned. Just takes so damn long to get up in here. There's a couple of real big deer up here last year. Well, that's a nice one. Low to the ground, but geez, how I get up here too. Really dug into it about times. But let me get it down a little bit, so he's not real tall. I don't see much points up top either, so that's what we like to see. Good sign. So we know there's another one somewhere up in these mountains. So check this out, guys. A lot of you may have seen this before, but we don't see it much in Vermont. These ones are old, but they're all over the mountain. This right here, from a buck. You can see the marks in it. He just sticks his horns in to the branches, turns his head, snaps these off. There's one up there, one here. These are last year's, but all over the mountain, everywhere. That's how you know a buck's been through here. Stick their head in, crank it off. This one's really old, but same thing. See a lot of it up here. Something I feel is unique to the Adirondacks. Sometimes you see a whole mess of little whips together. He sticks his head in and just cranks him. Or just a single branch like that as he's walking along. Doesn't take time to necessarily hook the tree and leave a big mark. He just sticks his head in, quick snap, and moves along his way. And they work the branch like a licking branch or something, but pretty cool, pretty unique to this area from what I've seen. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have seen that common in your area, but not so much in Vermont. Usually they're just a regular hooking on the tree. Check that one out. Snap that right off. And he twisted this one. Look though. Points are hitting all over this. They just stick their horn in and twist. Snapped it. That's a big buck right there. Got another hooking. Looks like a real young buck, super low to the ground. So, little guy's up here thinking he's a big boy. Don't see anything for points hitting, but you never know. You never know. What a smoker, huh? Not even big around as my pinky. But hey, nice deer. I smell deer. Coming back down to that scrape. Might be able to smell it. Might be it. Or a stinky old boy might be close. Never know. Let's hope. Oh, I picked a spot to sit in this saddle. I kind of feel on top of the world here. It's so beautiful. Pretty good deer sign for this area. Good buck sign, so got a few hours of daylight left to burn, so I'll sit up here before I gotta go meet Mike and start heading back to the truck. It's October 23rd, so the bucks are starting to get fired up. I've been grunting as I walk along just to kind of cover my tracks in these crunchy leaves, so in a little bit I might do a little rattling. I brought a small, lightweight rattle bag. Worth a shot. If something's bedded close or a buck's on his way up here coming through, might convince him to come check me out before dark, so wish me luck. Hopefully we see something. Well, no luck in the saddle today. It's starting to get late, so I'm gonna start packing up my stuff and I'll make a loop around, and then head back out the way it came. So unfortunately, it's about an hour and a half hike out of here to get back to the truck, so gotta start making my way out now. It's about 4:30 now, so get out around dark or so, but not worried about coming out after dark, but I hunt my way out and back to the truck, so I'll meet up with Mike back where we left him, and maybe we'll kick something up on the way out. But all in all, pretty good day, pretty good first day in the Adirondacks. Might not seem like much for most people, but seeing the sign we saw, and both Mike and I found good hot scrapes and put cameras on them, and we went right back to where we saw a deer sign last year, and they're back in here, so it's a hell of a hike in. It's a lot of effort, but once it all comes together, it's going to be worth it. So stay tuned for a little more once I catch up with Mike, and we'll catch you later. I think this is where those deer came off earlier. I was up in there, and they came across here, down. I think one went that way. I saw tracks, and one came down right here. Went right down. Yep. We're coming down off. We just cut his tracks. We opened up some old scrapes that were here last year, but he's been all through here. There's his poop. His big tracks coming down through. We had one just up here. It's about as wide as 4 fingers. Yeah, he's coming downhill, but his dew claws are hitting, his toes are spreading.
I tracked him on snow here. Same spot last year. Same route along the brook.
Yep. Well, that's a wrap on day 1. We're back to the truck. Just hit the road. Hell of a way out, but we made it. Not a bad first day. Pretty encouraging. A lot of sign. Bucks are in the area, just like we thought they would be.
Yep. That buck's using that same band that he was last year. I'd say probably a good 1.5 miles is all his territory. It's pretty big. It looks like he's got maybe a couple deer with him, a younger buck, and it looks like maybe a doe. Hard to tell at this point, but a couple different sets of tracks that weren't him. The freshest sign was him though, and Kyle saw those 2 deer earlier today, so hard telling.
Yeah.
But encouraging. First day, we'll take it. A little snow would be nice though.
Always. Yep. All right. We'll see you guys next time.